back to Ad's Garage. Sorry for not posting in a while, but I have had so much to do. And the thing is, during the summer when the car had just been standing inside of the garage, it had started to rust. And started to rust quite a lot. Everything that was bare metal had just a layer of surface rust. So I panicked a bit and went ahead and sanded everything down and laid the first layer of base coat primer on the car. This is a epoxy primer, so it is very strong and very durable. So I have painted the entire undercarriage of the car with one layer of primer, and also I have painted the engine bay. So sorry for not showing you guys that, but today we will lay the second layer of primer and also the final paint, so you will get to see the color that the car will have when it's all done. But enough about that. Now I will show you all of the things that I have done, and then we will start painting the car. So what I have done is to make sure that all of the surface rust was gone, and I don't know if you recall this, but the car was suffering from quite a lot of surface rust around the windshield, so I made sure to sand everything down and also paint that area and the engine bay. And as well, I removed undercarriage paint that the wheelhouse and then the entire underneath of the car was covered in. It was very nice to get everything removed. I had some help with that. So now you might be wondering, why did I paint the underneath of the car white? And that is just because I think it looks absolutely amazing to have a white undercarriage of the car. I just think it looks so boring when you do all of the prep work and you do so much work to the front axle and the rear axle. Everything looks amazing, and then you have just a black, boring undercarriage of the car. So now we will have to get the car outside and so that we can start painting, because I can't paint in here because everything else in the garage would be white and that wouldn't be so nice. Now the BMW is outside and we just need to do some more prep work to this part of the car on both sides so that we can paint the epoxy primer up to sort of here somewhere. But otherwise the car is finished underneath, so that we can just lay the second layer of epoxy primer. And I also think I will lay a second coat of epoxy inside of the trunk, so that when I lay the top coat we won't get any of that red paint shining through. But let's get started so that we can get the second layer of epoxy primer on the underneath of the car, so that we can get the car inside of the garage and back out tomorrow, so that I will be able to paint the final layer of paint onto the undercarriage of the car. Now all of the prep work is done, so it's just painting left, but the wind has started to pick up a little bit, so I will have to wait a little bit and see if I will manage to get the epoxy primer on today. The BMW is now back inside of the garage, and I'm just gonna have to wait until the morning so that the epoxy primer has enough time to dry before we go ahead and lay the final layer of paint. And I'm so pumped about that because I finally get to see if I have made the correct color choice. But yeah, I can't wait, but I'm just gonna have to wait until the morning. It is now the next morning and the epoxy primer has dried up very nicely, so I can go ahead and do some minor prep work before I go ahead and lay the top layer of paint. Like, the thing that I need to do is to go over some areas where maybe the surface is a little bit uneven, but I want to have a much smoother surface. I think it turned out really great, and I'm very happy to have been able to get 2 layers of epoxy primer on parts like this, and also the wheelhouse here in the back, and also like these parts of the car. I think it turned out really great, but I will now stop talking because I really do want to start with the final prep work, so that I will be able to lay the top layer of paint. The preparation has been done to be able to go ahead and start painting the car. there you go. The car is now painted and I think it looks absolutely great. I absolutely love this type of white, that it is like true white. But I will wait and see until the paint has dried properly and then decide if I need to change it a bit, if I want to have it a little bit more to the old type of white. But I absolutely love it how it is now. But anyways, I think it looks really great, and it's so nice to finally be able to get to start put things back together. And under here as well, it looks so great. It was very hard though to be able to paint all of the corners inside here of the trunk. I'm not quite sure that I managed to cover everything with white, but I can see now that I have missed a spot over there in the corner. But so I will probably have to do the trunk again, try to at least patch up the areas where I have missed it a little bit. But otherwise I think it looks really great. And I also think that like the wheelhouses turned out really great. It looks absolutely tremendous. But now this will be it for today's video. I'm gonna have to push the car back inside again and clean the spray gun and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and I will see you in the next video.